Um, there's so much information out there. The only thing I want to say is that we have Saturn and Jupiter in conjunction. Means 100 things, but I want to focus on something very important. That is, of course, we will impact in different ways to all of us in our own birth chart and our own moment in evolution. We are all totally different, not only in this group, but in this world. So don't expect, you already know it, but just like a confirmation, we can't expect everyone go through the same. We are not going through the same. We are, but we are not. So this process could be very hard for some people, very painful for others, like really painful. But it all depends of where are they, in what chapter of their life they are, and how much they have been prepared for this. The most important thing for me is we have Saturn, that is like the big, the bad teacher of uni, the difficult one, is the strict one. And again, depending where are we in our lives, in our own evolution process, Saturn will get harder or not. And as more advanced we get, the more strict Saturn may become with us. The more things we have learned this year, this is the moment when Saturn will be more strict and being more difficult with us with the last or the final test. And that's my feeling in December. I feel like this is the last exam for this year, before, and actually for this period of many years. Many cycles I'm finishing today, different cycles. There is one cycle of 20 years related with one topic, then another of 500 related to something different, another. So there are different astrological influences affecting us in different ways today, but all of them are kind of in a closure. So I will invite you to pay attention of what your lessons are, because now will be much easier for you this weekend or during the last week, tomorrow and the next week as well, to identify what are the exams that you're going through. So just observing what, or identifying what the exams are, you will also have a bigger picture, a bigger understanding of what is the lesson. And also observing everything without judgment from outside, without feelings as well, not as a victim, but just observing. You will also understand, okay, this is the lesson that I am getting. And you will try to see if this test, like you have the final test now, but have a look the previous 11 months, or I will actually say the last pretty much 18 months, or maybe 3 years as well, but got in every time more intense, and see if this lesson was repeating itself once and again in different scenarios in your life. Try to see the bigger picture so you can identify what your lesson is, because this lesson is not for Michelle, Florencia, Tina. No, this lesson is for your soul. So you're probably doing a closure of things, and specifically karma and learnings that you have been working on since the very beginning, since Lemuria to now. So if you can see everything in perspective, I'm not sure the knowledge or how much information you have about your own past lives, but you can guess things because you know yourself. Hopefully at this stage you know yourself. So you may know what is your soul preparing for and what is your unsolved karma with yourself. And when we're talking about your relationship with yourself, includes all your soulmates and your twin flame, because it's the same spirit. You may not know who your soulmates are. You may be at this stage guessing who's your soulmate, who's your family tribe. At the end, we are all one, right? Yeah, but only for now, it's important to observe your spirit and see, and how you recognize this, because you will see that your lesson is being mirrored by people around you. So that will be like a clue for you to identify who are your soulmates and actually take advantage of that relationship. I'm not sure if take advantage is the right word, but translating from Spanish, I will say this. Take advantage from that relationship to help you in your own process. Because there may be things you're missing from your own experience that will be easier to see in the other person being mirror. And also your relationship with that person may help you to work on yourself. So it's a lot of work for introspection. We have, again, Saturn getting like more strict, and actually we have this opportunity during the eclipse. We are still being affected by the eclipse, to see this easier, to finally see it, to finally see the pattern. We are trying to identify patterns. When you're trying to identify that pattern, because it's a pattern, it will be present. It was present since you were born, pretty much. So if you observe your childhood, the family that you have choose for this incarnation, everything will be resonating with the pattern. Everything will be into that. So then what it means that during this week you may be feeling unsolved or unhealed things from your childhood or from when you were a teen. Some emotions may come back, some fears. Why are they coming back? Because they're coming back because they are not healed. You just, your defense system just got prepared for kind of ignoring those things or dealing with those things without those things affecting you. But that doesn't mean that the energy, entangled energy, yes, in your mental body, emotional body, and your relationship with other people, which probably are your closest family members, people from a school, first partners, that energy, entangled energy, yes, is actually healed. When we're healing, we are organizing information. So we really need to work on that entangled energy to make not be entangled anymore, because as more entangled it is holding us down into a frequency that won't allow us to move to the next chapter. As light workers, now I'm talking strictly with this group, as light workers, we don't have much time for healing that entangled energy, because we really need to move into our own soul mission. So if you're still working on karma, we won't have then enough energy for manifesting the things we are required to manifest, let's say in the next 10 years. 10 years looks like a long time, but no, we are already preparing. Like some people here working as a nurse, for example, 10 years ago, you probably were in uni, right? But the whole thing from 10 years ago to now was building your present. You know, even 10 years ago, when you had to take big decisions that you probably had to sacrifice things in your life, and you were getting prepared for today because it was a big thing, become a nurse, move countries, or any other profession that you have. I think, yeah, we are all nurses here except Tina and I. So, doctors, but it's the same somehow. So, yeah. So the same way we are now required to do things for the next 10 years. But we have Jupiter as well, the energy of Jupiter, which is the expansion. So we are, after the eclipse, we are also able to see what things are we gonna create in the future. We may not see it clearly, maybe yes, maybe not, but you can feel it. Now you know your potential, that you can see the horizon. Before not. Before you may be walking blind. But now it's like, okay, now I see I can really do it. This is now possible. It's massive thing because Jupiter is there. So I know it may feel massive. I may feel like, oh my gosh, like this is there for me to come true, but it's so big. I need to work a lot, actually. Yeah. And this is the energy. But it's good if you feel like you need to work a lot for that. Let's say, for example, just a silly example. Let's say you always wanted to work, I don't know, in Coca-Cola as a manager, I don't know, regional manager. And you were always working in small businesses and you want to work in this international company. Then now you were selected. Before was a dream. So it was like, oh, it's so big. Now you got selected, all the fears arise. And it's like, oh my gosh, now everything changed. Can I really do it? I'm still in the training process. I'm not like, it's not still, I don't have the contract yet. It's like a training contract or something. I still need to, So it's that feeling like, yeah, I know I can because I was already selected. I may have the skills, but still I need to deal with it. I need to do it, And then the angels tell me, yes, you can do it, da, da, da. But I still need to do it. I still need to go through this because I live in the 3D. So this is a mix of energy. Sometimes feeling like, yeah, I'm getting in there. But Saturn is there saying, hey, look, no, you need to work on this. Otherwise, you won't get there. The eclipse is helping us to see things clearly. So if you feel also a little bit confused, overwhelmed about ideas, is the eclipse. Because before our mind was focusing different things, after the eclipse, so many not new ideas, but things that you were not paying attention come to surface. And that could be a bit distracting and also demanding a lot of energy of yours. Because every time we think we are using our energy, so you may be more tired or you may be forgetting other things, like making things to be in second plane because you are really want to focus on something. Like, for example, I don't know, Michelle is moving houses, so she's probably full on with that. And then other things that last month were there for her and she was more in touch with certain people or something. Now she forgot because she's really focusing on moving houses and doing this big thing, right? So we are all the same in different ways.